side of her head. But my axe was facing backwards. I hit her with the blunt end of the blade. I actually did this on purpose because in that split second I somehow decided that it would be the way to keep her noise to a minimum. It actually worked. I felt barely any resistance in the swing as it collided with her head, knocking it clean aside. Linda's half-formed syllable came out as a kind of weird grunt. A noisy exhalation is probably the best I could describe it. That happened at the same time as her head smacked into the cabinet from the force, and she fell backwards without any ability to keep her balance. I didn't hesitate at all to keep swinging at her while she was half laying down on the ground, this time my axe facing the right way. I didn't really know where to swing, so I kind of just started hacking at her collarbone area and chest. It didn't feel like the axe was going too deep, but there was a nice thunk sort of sound every time the axe embedded into her. I even felt the soft sinking sensation ripple into my hands, like the axe was a kind of physical extension of my sense of touch. On a whim, I swung once at her throat, but most of the swing actually missed and I hit the floor by accident, causing a loud, dull whack to resonate through the apartment. I didn't have time to think about it. I swung again with better aim and got a more centered hit, feeling the bone or cartilage or whatever's in there, so I must have split it open. Right after that, I decided to swing at her face. I got this diagonal cut along her nose and mouth, which felt pretty good, so I did it once more. I finally briefly stopped to survey the damage. Linda was bleeding ridiculously. The blood was kinda coming out in waves, in sync with her beating heart, probably. It was pooling around her and riding along the cracks between the tiles. Her light blue shirt was all torn up and stained dark, kind of mixed with a fleshy mess around with her chest. It was all just glistening red. Her face wasn't much better, covered in dripping red at this point. Her lip was kind of hanging off, revealing red-stained teeth in a really weird way, like a zombie or something. Linda wasn't dead, though. Her limbs were kind of weakly, aimlessly trying to move while she was stuck on her back. More than anything, she reminded me of a bug that you crush, but it still pitifully moves its legs around before it dies completely. That's basically what she was doing. But I didn't know how long it would take for her to die, or what kind of condition she was in. I ended up grabbing a big knife that was on the counter that she was using to cut up meat. Trying to step around the blood, I reached down and carved into the upper half of her neck, trying to sort of saw it from left to right. This was a little awkward because the area was so soft and squished around the knife I was cutting, but the sensation was completely different from the axe. It actually felt like I was cutting a piece of tough raw meat, which I guess technically I was. The blood started pouring out, and I hoped that I severed the most major arteries in there. It must have worked, because after a moment, Linda's limb movements kind of just had the strength drained from them, soon resting still on the floor. I took a few seconds to catch my breath, no time to stick around and think about the experience. I shook the knife blade through the dirty pan in the sink to clean off the blood, then threw the knife into my backpack. I did the same with the axe. Sorry, I'm looking over at chat because I just got a welcome to the chat room. I also took her laptop, which was sitting on the counter. It had some recipe open for veal and mushrooms. I didn't really take the laptop to use it since I have a perfectly good one for myself that I got for college. I just wanted to look through it for fun. I finally went outside and closed the door behind me. I got some blood on my sweater and jeans, but funnily enough, I actually anticipated that, so I wore dark colors. The drive back to my dorm was just a constant replaying of the experience in my head. I guess that's still kind of happening even now, actually. But it felt pretty nice. Linda Watson is dead. I kind of let the weight of that sink in. The sensation of having completely removed a human life from existence. It's crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. Anyway, I threw the axe and knife into a dumpster on campus, which I think is picked up every Monday, so they'll be gone by then. My roommate goes home on the weekend, so I have the dorm to myself today. Gave me the chance to go through Linda's website history. I was right in thinking that's where her deepest secrets would lie. There was actually a lot of dirty stuff, like the names of websites for porn videos and stories and things like that. Same with her searches. A lot of websites were boring, like cooking websites and recipes, and game websites like Bejeweled and stuff. I eventually got to the 1 week ago section of her history, and it gave me a chill. There were a whole bunch of searches like methods of suicide, how to tie a noose, dangerous household chemicals, carbon monoxide poisoning, like a lot of them. She was probably ready to write a book on suicide after all the research she did. So I guess Linda was contemplating suicide. I wonder if it was influenced by her depression. The irony is actually striking. Maybe Linda was going to die anyway. Or maybe she couldn't find the courage to do it. If that were the case, I almost literally gave her a birthday present by killing her. That's actually really comical in a messed up way. And it leaves a weird taste in my mouth. The part I don't get is that I didn't see any of those searches up until the 1 week ago section, nothing more recent than that. I ended up throwing the laptop in the dumpster with the other stuff. It's been a few hours since then, so I've had some time to calmly think about everything. Like I said, it was pretty satisfying, and I'm glad I finally got around to it. I feel like I can finally cross it off my bucket list, or like I'm tying loose ends with myself. This is probably the first and last time I'll write the name Linda Watson. It's back to living a normal college life, except I might do some people watching every now and then, because it's definitely fun and interesting. But I'll always wonder how many people there are like me. I'm sure there has to be a lot, because there's just nothing strange about it to me, being curious about killing someone. Sadly, it's something that people can't exactly just talk about, so I guess I'll never know. I'm sure that anyone would just lie about it, even if you asked them. But you can't help but wonder if that person in the grocery store who stares at you as you pass by might be considering what it would be like to kill you. If I could, I would tell them about it so they could decide for themselves. But who knows? Maybe I got lucky, and that person is you. I actually really, really hope so. And it's signed with a little heart. Alright, is my chat working? Because I got the okay, yeah, it is. I got the welcome to the chat room in the middle of that. So, how did we get here? This was the encrypted text that was Yuri's character file. So this, I feel like, oh, the stream crashed for a minute? That's weird. I didn't get any dropped frames. Huh. That sucks big time. Oh well. What? It happened to everybody? That sucks. Huh. That's really weird because I did not drop a single frame. OBS didn't crash or anything. Huh. Oh well. Let me real quick just make sure that I'm streaming to the correct Twitch server. I am. Okay, well, I won't worry about it anymore. The big problem with that is that's the second time that's happened. Apparently that also happened once while I was playing Resident Evil. I didn't drop any frames or anything. Everybody just lost me, and then I came back. Oh well. Okay, so yes, that was the encrypted text that is Yuri's character file. Now, this is too long, I think, to have anything hidden in it. Unless it's something like the first letter of each paragraph or something might be something that does have a cipher. I don't know. I am going to look into these files a little bit more. However, right now we are at the point where I am ready to play the video game again. So, let's do it. Now, what's most interesting about everything that I found is Project Libitina talks about the third eye, and Monica's encrypted text refers to the third eye. Everyone else has had the same kind of experience, some kind of deja vu. It's the third eye, right? And then she says, I might be able to do something about this. If I could go back and warn them and tell them what's going to happen. So I feel like this is the secret of how to actually beat the game. But I also feel like it might be too early. Like I am supposed to completely start over at some point and do some secret thing. I don't know. But I don't think that the game's actual story is over yet. For me to start really messing with stuff. So I'm just going to continue playing the game now. But we're going to have our eye out. We're going to have our eye on these girls. Our third eye. What also is very interesting is the fact that this is signed 2018. I don't know why that would be, but it has 2018 at the bottom. Now, this game, I think, came out in 2017. So, yeah. But yeah, I've wondered that too, if any of this stuff changes. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention that I tried was, when I found that Yuri was already a mess of text like Monica was. Remember that Monica came from a picture like this. And then I got that into binary and into letters. So then I thought, what if you take the letters from Yuri, translate that into binary, and then look at it as a picture? You know, turn all the ones into white and all the blacks into 0. Do I have that picture? I do. So I did that. I put it in Notepad, turned all the zeros into black boxes, and then like scrolled around and kind of messed with the window size to get it square and all that kind of stuff to see if it would form a picture. But it didn't. So, you know, I'm really proud of myself for figuring out what it was in the end, but there were a lot of things that didn't work. But yeah, I'm still going to try to dig a little bit deeper. But for now, that was the big journey. That is the reason that I haven't streamed this game in a while. And now it is time to actually play the game. Because remember, we found the 2 stories, but all that was the base 64 thing. We found the website, but this was just in Sayori's thing. This was the spectrogram QR code. And then we found the face. But I don't yet see how they connect to each other. You know, this right here is 6 letters. What if it's Libitina Watson? Probably not. But what if? You know. So basically, I am going to be going back into the game, trying to figure out a couple things. Where is Libitina in the game? Will there be any mention of Linda Watson? What's the deal with the third eye? Who has the third eye? Or here's what I really think. This is my secret thing that I don't think is just me shooting in the dark. Libitina was born in 2001, which would put her at high school age when the game released. Meaning, Libitina might be one of the girls. That's what I mean when I say who has the third eye. Libitina might be one of the girls. Libitina might also be all of the girls. She's got 3 eyes, and besides Monica, who's weird, there are 3 girls whose names all end in I. Libitina has 3 eyes in it. Each of their names end in an I. Third eye. Anyway, so I'm looking at that kind of stuff. So basically, we're gonna go back to the game, finish the main, finish all the main stuff, and we will just have a very different perspective on where all of this might be going now that I've found all this stuff. So now one more time to refresh everybody on what last happened in the actual video game. In the actual video game, Monica just deleted everybody, and then it was just Monica. And she spoke to us for a long while, until we went into the files ourselves and deleted Monica herself. At that point, when we rebooted the game, she restored the other 3 characters and left herself dead. Yeah. Left herself deleted. So, let's go. Let's see what happens now. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Hang on, I need some Soylent. Okay. It's an ordinary school day like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that.
Hey, Dash.
Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day, and recently we've picked up that habit once again.
Dash, are you proud of me?
Huh? For what?
You know, for waking up on time.
Well, you've been doing that for a while now.
Uh-huh. But you never said anything about it. Even though we walk to school together every day.
Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud.
Come on, please. It's good motivation.
Fine, fine.
Oh, by the way, remember, okay, general statement here. Oxidy and Crab are my mods. We might have other mods pop up. They are going to be very, very strict. If anybody says anything that's even close to a spoiler, they will clear chat or purge you or do whatever must be done. No problem. Like, I'm not mad at anybody yet. Just know that if you get purged or something, don't question it. Don't argue about it. It's all for the good of the playthrough.
Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori.
Shit, I've got that on a soundboard now. It's so much easier. We cross the street together and make our way to school. Hey, Boogie! As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Dash, have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm really not...
I started to say what I always do, that I'm not that interested in joining any clubs, but something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that the clubs are a waste of time when she's starting a club of her very own?
Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club.
Really? Which one? Tell me.
I think I'll keep it a surprise.
Ooh. Oh. I also real quick want to say something. I just remembered that I did something. I messed with the game a little bit, okay? Okay? I did something. In the characters folder... this shouldn't actually be here anymore. In the characters folder, I created libatina.chr. It's empty, there's nothing in it, but I'm just throwing it out there. I did this. I felt like it, okay? Who knows? Who knows?
Boo, you meanie.
Be patient, you'll find out soon enough.
I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that, in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. But yeah, like, if that does nothing, if the Libatina thing does nothing, I mean, that's the thing. I mess with stuff. I like to be very thorough when I play games, so that's how we solved the puzzle in the first place. But it just goes to show, if you think I'm not gonna figure out the puzzle and that kind of stuff, just fucking look. I try a lot of shit. I think I'm pretty good at solving puzzles. At least I like to think so. If not, I'm at least persistent. Alright? Alright. There we go. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation.
Let's see...
I recall the room number of the club I saw from a flyer, something about a flyer I saw to a club. I got the room number. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me.
Hello?
Ah, Dash? What are you doing here?
Well, I just...
I glance around the room.
Huh? So you're the Dash that Sayori's always talking about?
Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Dash. We are the Literature Club. Okay, I know I already pointed this out, but I'm just going to throw it out there right now. Look at the screen right now. Yuri looks like a giant. She looks like a Amazon woman. Because the game, like, zooms in the character that is speaking. But taken out of context, if you just look, she just looks enormous. It's kind of funny. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit.
Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something.
Sorry, Natsuki. The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one.
Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you.
Working? Dash, don't tell me you're...
That's right. The club I've decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club.
Sayori's eyes light up.
No way! No way! Ah!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Hey!
Well, if Sayori is happy, then I'm sure it won't be so bad to have you around.
Not to mention there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club.
I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate.
What an appropriate day for that, isn't it?
Yeah! After all, Natsuki decided to... Hey, don't ruin the surprise. Sorry.
Hey, Boogie! Thanks for those 99 anime girls and for being my new 3rd best friend.
Everyone sit down at the table, okay?
How about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
Wow, those look amazing.
Well, you know. Just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. Hey, Ghost! Ah, you figured out some follows? Or some problems? I don't know why I said follows. Was I looking at something else? Neat.
This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Well, of course it is. I'm a pro, after all. There's no need to thank me or anything.
As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri?
That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that... You know...
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Dash, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well,
Hang on, it's perfect.
what do I like to read?
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
Manga?
I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But, you know, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common. Hey, Yuri. Huh? Well, about, you know, the first thing he said.
Manga?
That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the classroom.
Don't just say it!
For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it.
Besides, manga is literature too, you know. So, if Dash wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything.
Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try reading something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Dash?
Maybe...
Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in.
Maybe we can all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better, too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right?
So here's the thing. Let me I gotta say this for a second. Sayori is the most difficult voice for me to do. The voice that I gave her. I'm basing it off Plutia from Hyperdimension Neptunia. Kind of, like loosely, except not talking so slowly. And it's the hardest voice to do. So it was actually kind of a relief when she was gone for a while. But since Monica is one of the easy voices. Monica and Yuri, I gave the 2 easy voices. And then I have a basic tsundere voice that Natsuki can have. Sayori, though, I ran out, you know? I ran out of voices. I'm just trying to do a Plutia impression. Hang on, keeping hydrated with all this talking and reading. Alright. I don't disagree or anything.
Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh?
Well, that would make 2 of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one.
Then, as for Yuri...
Huh? I have to read manga?
Jeez, you were the one who suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful.
Hurtful? I didn't realize.
Sounds good, Ghost. Enjoy! With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself.
I'm sorry for disrespecting your interests, Natsuki. If you're into it, then I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature.
Are you just saying that?
No. I've realized my error. So, if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well.
Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you do that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay?
Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting.
Just you?
Would you like to come along with me?
If you don't mind.
Not at all. I always go alone, so...
Yeah, me too. This is so cute!
Sayori, shut up.
I'll show you some manga there too, okay?
Yes. I look forward to it.
Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food.
I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along.
Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Dash.
You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori.
You don't remember how different any of this is? What's very different about this is that Natsuki and Yuri are getting along. They're not arguing. I mean, I don't think any real arguments happened at first. At first, it was just like a normal day, and Monica was here, and they were just like, let's write poetry. And then it was like the next day that, Natsuki and Yuri, like, tension started to build between them. Which then, when that happens the second time, like when Sayori is gone, then it gets like really fucking intense. And they're like actually like, being extremely, what's the word? What's the word when you're, like, out for blood with your words, you know? They're like going at it. Hostile, yeah. Anyway.
Ah, Dash, don't say something like that, it's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you were starting a club, but I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Dash, I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything, but the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for...
Okay. The music died down for a reason, I see.
I wanted to thank you for getting rid of Monica.
What?
That's right. I know everything that she did. Maybe it's because I'm the president now.
Oh. Is that right? Oh, by the way, one thing I just want to point out real quick is remember when I said maybe one of the girls is Libitina and has a third eye? Every character has their forehead covered by their bangs, I've noticed. Anyway.
But I really know everything, Dash.
Sayori, why is it so much weirder when it's you?
I know how hard you tried to make everyone happy. I know about all the awful things Monica did to make everyone really sad. But none of that matters anymore. It's just us now. And you made me the happiest girl in the whole world. I can't wait to spend every day like this. With you. Forever and ever.
F. Now she's in front of the HUD. Remember, I was really suspicious of Monica at first because she kept appearing in front of the HUD? Alright, it turns out that the video game continues.
Eh? What's happening?
Oh my god, this is... So this is Monica now, I'm guessing?
Who? It hurts.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. There's no happiness here after all. Goodbye, Sayori. Goodbye, Dash. Goodbye, Literature Club. Oh, jeez. Oh no, it's this again.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So you know how I've been like practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping that I could show it to you, because I worked really, really hard on it. So yeah. Every day I imagine a future where I can be with you. In my hand is a pen that will write a poem of me and you. The ink flows down into a dark puddle. Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this world of infinite choices, what will it take just to find that special day? What will it take just to find that special day? Have I found every assignment to do today. When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all?
Aww.
Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark puddle. How can I write love into reality if I can't hear the sound?
So this
of
is
your
interesting.
heart?
It's like the CG that I
What
saw
do you
is in
call
color,
love in your
and the stuff that I
reality?
didn't is
And in
static.
your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
So I guess as far as gameplay goes, I was a half hour from this. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality. A reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I want to thank you. For making all my dreams come true. For being a friend to all of the club members. And most of all, thank you for being a part of my literature club. With everlasting love, Monica. Please reinstall the game. Interesting. Okay, so what does that mean? Now, during the credits, as I was just saying, during the credits, all of the CG that I had seen was in color, making me feel like I'm supposed to color in all of that. I'm supposed to do a playthrough where I see the CG for every character just to fill all of that in. However, let's go back a second. Wait, this isn't right. Let's remind ourselves of this. I should just save this time. Okay. So let's remind ourselves of what was hidden with Monica. She says, everyone else is dead. Maybe you already know that. I'm sure you do, actually. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? There's a lot of stuff I don't understand, and I don't know if it's even possible for me to understand it. Now, this is kind of the thing that she was saying in the note at the end, like we're not meant to comprehend it or something. But I know that this isn't my only story. I can see that now really clearly, and I think everyone else has had the same kind of experience, some kind of deja vu. It's the third eye, right? Anyway, I could be totally wrong about this, but I really think you might be able to do something. You might be able to go back, or however you want to put it, reinstall the game, go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they know ahead of time, they should be able to avoid it. They should. If they remember their time with me in other worlds, they should remember what I tell them. I really think this might be possible, but it's up to you. And then it's signed 2018. So, I'm not exactly sure what that means I'm supposed to do. I think what I should probably do first is let's make another backup of the game as it is now. So we've got characters. Oh, the characters are still there. In fact, even the Libitina character that I made is there. And there's nothing like... There's no weird stuff like there was before. Does this have... Yeah, this does have this in it. But there was another one, though, that I don't see. So I need to tell them... I've got a couple ideas. First of all, we need to do a playthrough where we try to impress Monica. Because there was one time where I said something that Monica wanted to hear, and, like, she popped up secretly on the bottom. That's got to be a thing we can do. And that would probably be really interesting. So, here's what we'll do. We'll go copy this. I guess we'll go DDLC 2 or something. I don't know. Paste it in there. And then we'll reinstall the game. Oh, right, but it's free, so it actually disappears from the library. What's the fan pack? Whoops. Let's see. Audio tracks. Wallpapers. Concept art. Neat. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess that's how he's getting money off of it. Oh, shit. I'm about to drop frames. We're gonna drop frames. All right. There we go. I lost quality options. Oh, shit. Well, let's give it a second then. Let's give it a second of being rock solid again. All right, let's go. Continue where I left off. What? Oh. Well, shit. Okay. Okay, what if we just go, verify integrity of game files. There we go. That will probably do it. That's probably a way easy... Yeah, that's a way easier way to, quote-unquote, reinstall the game. Alright. So let's go... I don't want to delete my existing data. Alright, I'm backing that up too. So let's go open this. I think it's in app data. Probably roaming. And this is Team Solve. Oh, Renpai. There we go. I'm doing it! DeParasite. I'm doing it! I'm just making a backup first. Save this time. Oh, it's already running. Whoops. Alright. I am 13, yes. I turned 13 yesterday. Doki, Doki! Alright, so here we go. Full screen, please. Skip, Oh, no, we're fine. Alright. New game. Okay. So, what's my plan? My plan is to try to get Monica. That's what I want to do this run. Let's go.
Hey!
I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arm. Oh. I still had it turned way up from the song. Running towards me in the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kinda works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's gonna chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me.
I overslept again. But I caught you this time.
Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you.
You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Dash.
Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something.
Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to.
Whatever you say, Sayori.
We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Dash,
have you decided on a club to join yet?
Club? I told you already, I'm not really interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either.
That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year.
Did I?
I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime.
Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I'd die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world.
Okay, hang on. I forgot what NEET means. I think I looked this up before. A young person who is not in education, employment, or training. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you.
Alright. I'll take a look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though.
Will you at least promise me you'll try a little?
Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that.
Yay!
Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside of her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Hello?
Sayori!
Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom.
I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting in here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed.
You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club.
Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know.
Know what?
Well, that you could come to my club.
Sayori,
Yeah?
there's no way I'm going to your club.
Meanie.
Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less.
Yeah, I'm going to the anime club.
Come on, please.
Why do you care so much anyway?
Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh.
Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay?
Yeah, let's go.
I guess it was more of a yes! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings the door open to the classroom door.
Everyone, the new member is here.
I told you, don't call me a new member.
Huh? I glance around the room.
Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you.
Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Ah, Dash, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls!
What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it.
Sorry.
Natsuki.
The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. She's also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori.
You can just ignore her when she gets moody.
Sayori says that quietly into my ear, then turns back to the other girls.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that.
Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki.
Ah, well, it's nice to meet both of you.
It sounds like you already know who Monica is, right?
That's right.
That's right. It's great to see you again, Dash.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little...
You too, Monica.
Come sit down, Dash. We made room for you at the table, so you can sit next to her or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well?
Okay, so how much should I be reading this still? Because we've seen this before. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Yuri grabs a tray and she opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes. They're decorated like little cats. They're cute. Oh, she's good at baking. Yeah, she's a pro. See, this is just like before. We take a bite. It's real good. She's like, oh yeah, it's not like I wanted you to like him or anything. She's a dummy. Okay.
You keep a whole tea set in the classroom?
Yeah, the teachers gave him permission. Oh, aren't you impressed that Yuri is, impressive? Okay, great.
So what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori.
Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seems really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement.
Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort in to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it!
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Oh, this is a cute little screenshot. Boop! Wait. What the fuck's my screenshot button? Alright, I don't know which button is screenshot button. Monica must have worked really hard to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't know if I can keep with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Dash, what kind of things do you like to read?
I read manga. Babada-babada-boo. La-ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Yeah, maybe I can change. Oh, that's a weird thing to say. It's because I'm trying to impress you. Boop boop bop-a-da-boo. She likes talking about books. I read a horror book once.
All right, she talks about horror. Oh yeah, this didn't happen before. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I never would have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down.
Right, okay, so I am playing through this again. We are really on the lookout, though, for, like, tells, you know? Things. Things that talk about the third eye. That's what I'm really looking for. And early tells from Monica from being weird. What if I keep poking them in the foreheads?
I hate horror.
Oh? Why's that?
Well,
Natsuki's eyes darted over to me for a split second.
Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayuri sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulders.
I'm not cute! Natsuki,
you write your own poems?
well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime?
No! Natsuki avoids her eyes. You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet?
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities, and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example, and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
I guess it's the same for Yuri.
I wanted to read everyone's poems.
We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Oh, you know what's a soundbite I should have? From Pilly. Every 10 seconds when a character goes, I mean, they do it like every 10 seconds a character goes, So, it'd be pretty easy to find a good one. And every other 10 seconds a character goes, aww. It's pretty great. Alright. They look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Dash?
Monica smiles warmly at me once again.
Hold on, there's still one problem.
Huh? What's that?
Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time.
I never said I would join this club. Sayuri may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But... I'm sorry, I thought... Dash...
You all...
I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls...
Right. Okay. I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
One by one, the girl's eyes light up.
Yes, I'm so happy.
Yeah, I like that their eyes are the same color. And then Monica's got these nice green eyes. I really like green eyes. Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Hey.
You really did scare me for a moment.
If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then, that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks.
Thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment, write a poem so that we can share. Yeah, she looks over at me. I look forward to seeing how I can express myself.
Yeah.
Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food.
Hey, Dash, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together?
That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore after school because she always stayed for school after clubs.
Sure, might as well.
Yay!
Alright, yay. With that, the two of us depart the club and we go home. The whole way, my mom wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori. Natsuki. Yuri. And of course, Monica. And I really will be happy. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Alright, here we go. Time to write a poem. So, we are gonna try very hard to get Monica going. Monica is assertive, but she also has this weirdness to her. This, like, transcendent, existential, like, what's the word? Like, sentience to her. So, like, insight. Oh, well, that was just Yuri. Okay. Unrequited? Let's see if I can get any of these. I'm going for Monica. I don't even know if you can get Monica yet. For all I know, you have to wait until, Sayori, dies to go after Monica, but we'll try. So, but I'm gonna try. There could be, like, dream. I don't know, vitality? Oh shit, Yuri just loves it all. I guess with this one we'd go for something like shopping. Childhood? Atone. Ooh, atone. Ah, shit. Okay. Very interesting. Unending. Cheer? Beauty? Extreme. Family? Special or extraordinary? These are kind of the same thing. I always forget what entropy means. I can never remember what entropy means. It's one of those words. It means, like, I don't know. The lack of order, predictability, gradual decline into disorder. I've read that so many times. I don't know, let's say it. Entropy. Oh, Yuri, who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought that Yuri would have enjoyed it again? I can't stay away from her. Really, what I'm looking for specifically is any like Libitina stuff that jumps out to me. But I'm not really seeing that. Together? Scars? Boop. 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 I knew that was gonna be a Natsuki, of course. I'm starting to think that Monica might be a thing after Sayori's gone. But, I mean, let's keep going here. See if I can get just one, you know? Here's a word I don't know what it means. Here, let's learn. Let's keep learning. Shining brightly, radiant. Give it to me. Let's see. Alone? Crimson. Captive. Well, pretty sure we got like 18 out of 20 Yuri here. So that puts me in the mood instead to go after the other girls. Like, go after Natsuki. And then do a Sayori playthrough. The thing that's weird about a Sayori playthrough is that it ends halfway through. Wait a minute, maybe we should do Sayori and then transition into Monica. Yeah! That's the ticket. Because, yeah, I didn't get a single one. So let's go load. Let's just load. Okay. So, let's try Sayori here. Daydream. Kiss, probably? Oh, no. Friends, perhaps. Yes. Thinking like skirt or explode. Explode. Ah, okay. This one will have to be like, lazy. Yeah. Agonizing seems a little Yuri-ish, because it's like drawn out, you know? I'm going with it. Okay, yeah, it's her. Death. Together. We'll probably go like, give me smile. Give me massacre. Oh, shit. Tragedy. Sadness. This song is so good. Even though it only really has one melody. It's still just great. It's also the same melody that plays on that other song that makes everybody uncomfortable. Oh, anyway, let's go, I don't know, pure. hurt. Excitement? Anxiety. Oh. Let's go with a little bit depression. That one's pretty obvious, I guess. Scars. I think we're doing a pretty good job here. Let's go with a little bit of give me a little jump. Give me a little empty. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I agree, Crow. Or things that have to do with like vastness. Alright. Hi again, Dash. Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word.
Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Dash. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayuri told me he didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Welcome back, Daihatsu. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the classroom. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Dash always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable.
Sayuri, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so?
You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous.
How come? You and Dash can become good friends too.
Sayuri.
As usual, Sayuri seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Words that aren't used very often. That's true too. We already did a Yuri playthrough though. Yuri is my true Doki Doki Literature Club waifu, and we already went through a Yuri playthrough. And now I'm on my second playthrough. But there's clearly more to the game than just a playthrough. So, that's not, that doesn't mean, it means that it's still a blind playthrough. I'm just throwing that out there because what I said might have been confusing. Anyway.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Wait, Sayuri.
Yeah? Me?
Not really.
Don't be shy.
It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind. Sayuri made it sound like a big deal when it's really not.
Edgy!
I have already seen the twists, and we also dove very deep into the character files and found some interesting things in there that I'm trying to figure out how that ties back into the regular game, and how we can get what I'm guessing is some kind of true ending to the game. Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is my second time starting the game from the start. However, it is still my first playthrough of what I believe is the grand scope of the game. What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation.
Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything from you in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah, I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want me to, or to be, or whatever.
Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. Yeah, we've seen this. She picks out a book, and then she's really cute about it. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not at all like that, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone, something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. Huh? What do you mean? Even if we came up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayori's taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this.
Oh, that's a good point.
In that case, do you think food will do the trick?
What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Good thinking.
Natsuki would love to do that.
Oh, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly.
That wasn't why you suggested it?
Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy.
Cupcakes it is, then.
I'm hungry.
Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self, but therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Ah! I open my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know. You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud.
I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori.
Yep. There we go.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
It's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that.
Oh, hey, I need to look at something real quick. I'm curious about something. Okay, what was the thing in? It was like library? No. Game? No. Renpai? Display? I really should have paid more attention when the thing happened. Just messing around here. Never mind, don't mind me.
Look, Sayori, it's written all over you.
Huh?
Sayori glances around at herself. How's it written all over me? You know, I've seen this cutscene before. I think we might have accidentally impressed Sayori one day, which makes me think that we might not have gotten as far as we could have gotten with Yuri. But anyway.
You're clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here.
I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair trying to straighten it out.
Man, you really need a brush for this.
My hair is just
really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's toothpaste stain on your collar right there.
I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I don't really care about that.
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why don't you think you have a boyfriend yet?
That's super mean.
Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button up her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind.
This is so funny.
What is?
Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things.
Huh? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
I guess.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close?
I struggle to fully close the button near her chest.
Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it.
If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs got bigger again.
Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so...
Why does it feel so strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
But it's so stuffy. Ugh. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer so that the game developers don't have to draw a second portrait of her with her blazer buttoned up.
Whew! That's so much better.
See, the thing is, I made that joke last time. So I totally got this cutscene the first time around. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? Why are you saying that like it's a good thing?
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
You're doing it again, Sayori.
Aw, but I was joking that time.
Ugh, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes.
Okay, everyone.
Monica suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now?
Yay, we're gonna read poems now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're reading poems and shit. Alright, here we go. They wrote it in different types of stationery. Alright, Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all.
Oh my goodness, this is so good, Dash!
Huh?
I love it! I had no idea you were such a good writer.
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting.
I'm not a good
I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez.
I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Alright, I gotta run to the bathroom real quick and refill my water. So I will be back in just a moment.
See you in a minute!
I hope you guys heard that fart as I came back in. Ugh. Alright, I'm back. So let us continue.
Yay!
Alright, so we got poems going on. Maybe even Natsuki's.
Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people, you know? But when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Dash poem. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest.
You're so weird, Sayori.
I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room.
Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't really mean I'll break my promise.
See? It's like I said before, Dash. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people.
Yeah, perhaps it does.
That's something that only really good people do.
Thanks, Sayori.
I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you.
Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that.
Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast.
Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No! Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
The poems in this game are actually great. And I think that that's really, really important because, like, it would be really stupid if the poems weren't good. And if they were, like, only kind of bad, it would almost seem pretentious, you know? To have a game with poems in it that weren't genuinely good, you know? But anyway.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It just sounds like, it sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it.
Alright, let's go. This is actually one of my favorite poems in the game.
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
Because this is the people can try one, I think.
That's a little blunt.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes?
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Well, anyway, I guess I needed to show you mine. Not that you'll like it.
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it.
Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it takes. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not.
I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Alright, let's talk to Yuri. It's gonna be sad. Yuri's not gonna like my poems very much. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine, don't force yourself.
I'm not... I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah? Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guessed that it might be after reading through it.
Ah, so it's that bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry.
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people.
It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together, and the end result is that both the style and expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki.
Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do.
I'd love to share my thought process behind this fucking face right here is the cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen, by the way. Like, I'm gonna find my screenshot button one of these days. Okay, it wasn't any of those random keys I just pressed. I'd love to share my... Oh, actually, I think I run this game without Steam Overlay, so Steam Overlay might not even say it when I take a screenshot. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green of the hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. So, the other day Caleb Hart was playing this game, and it was really funny because he was having a lot of trouble reading Yuri's handwriting and getting kind of pissed.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Huh? That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't
too short?
Oh, you saw too? I didn't watch the whole thing, though. I still need to go back and watch the rest of the VOD. I was late to streaming that day because I was caught up watching that. Because it was nice for me because he was streaming it straight up with no chat, and then I didn't want to be spoiled either because I haven't done everything in the game, so I just watched it without chat, and boom, it was like spoiler free. I could watch a game that I was in the middle of, and that was super nice.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm
Really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, idiot.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. You just told me it took me a long time to read! But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you. Alright, let's talk to Monica.
Hi, Dash. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Dash. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true.
I hand Monica my poem.
I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so? You and
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you. It sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So, I think that's the kind of vibe I get when I read your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find that kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Yeah. Monica.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he, on the other side, was looking in. I'm particularly interested in Monica's poems. Again, I've got this Libitina on the mind, you know, and I gotta figure out how it's important to this. So, what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
Was that the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently.
Like, you know, that poem, she's looking out and he on the other side looking in. Oh. You mean like you're a video game character and you know it? I'll figure this game out at some point. I'll figure out how to do this game. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's coming on strongly. I keep poking you in the third eye. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So try to move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Ugh. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica... Wait, I'm reading this in the Dash voice. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. They read in tandem, each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem. Okay, so here they kinda argue about their poems. We know this part. On the part without Monica, they were like really nice to each other before Sayori got weird. And then, and now we get the silly music because they're arguing. Natsuki says that Yuri is, you know, just making things hard to understand for no reason. Yuri says that she's making everything overly cutesy. Natsuki, what do you call it? Accuses Yuri of, stuffing her chest. Help me, Sayori. Sayori?
Eh?
Yeah, everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this?
Dash. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Oh no, that was the silly music. This is silly music. It's got the boinginess in it. Boing, bow. I like when songs have boings in them. There we go. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful.
Sayori?
Sayori stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is vice president. I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, but I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. Okay, so yeah, she's like yada yada, you know, something about she's not good with people or something. They're glad that Sayori's around. Okay, awesome. And now it's just about time to go. Yay, we shared poems. It was neat. Okay. Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams. Okay.
Sayori? About what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you?
No, I don't hate them. Just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Whew. You know, Dash, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone else is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone really likes you too.
Okay, yay, every day is gonna be fun. Yay. Does it really need to stop at friends? Okay, I think that day was successful. Now, we gotta get ourselves, we gotta impress Sayori again. What if we could start going for Monica right now, though? I don't know. Anyway, let's just keep it on Sayori for now. So we got lazy. Maybe like clumsy? Yeah. Tragedy. Massacre. Oh, right. Yuri likes massacre. We learned that last time. Wait, what's Starscape? Okay. I don't remember that one. Hey, Sponge. Okay. Let's do... Oh, don't... I can load the game if it doesn't work. If I choose the wrong one, there's a chance that Monica might show up, and then I'll know that it's time to start going for Monica. But Amazing is probably the right one. This one I would say Strawberry? No, okay. Alright. For this one we've got Sponge, it's good to see you. Quit telling me the answers, Keijon. It makes it boring. We're gonna go with Not Heart because I refuse. Okay. So this one would be like Scars. Fear. Yeah. Let's go with grief. Pain. So what entropy? That's gotta be a Yuri word. This one I think like journey? No, excitement. Yeah. Okay. This one would have to be like ribbon is definitely Yuri, cause like you cut ribbons with her later. So Sponge, this is my second time through. The first time we went all Yuri, and then we found because Yuri's the best. And then we found, well, we got to the ending, right, where the game told us to uninstall and go again. But before that, we found a lot of weird shit in the game's files that I don't know if you've seen, but there's a lot of weird shit in the game's files. And so now I'm playing this game with a very different perspective, trying to... First, so this one, what I'm doing is trying to go for Sayori until the thing happens, and then we're going to try to go for Monica. But really what I'm curious about is to find out, you know, this translated into this, and so okay, well, don't tell me anything. Everything I've found on my own so far, so don't add to any of what I'm saying here. I'm just telling you where I'm at right now, right? So I got the text out of the Monica image, and of course the really important part of this, to me, is go back and tell them what's going to happen. If they know ahead of time, then they should be able to avoid it. So, you know, I'm kind of looking at the game. I've played through it once. I got the game. That's exactly what I mean, Sponge. I got the game to tell me to reinstall because we got the credits to roll, and then it told, and then yeah, we got the credits to roll, and then it told me to reinstall. But I'm looking at, you know, the text that I got out of the Monica image, and so now I'm playing the game with a different perspective. However, I also noticed that all of the CG in the credits sequence was lit up if I had seen it, and staticky if I didn't, so I also think maybe it just has to do with 100%ing the game by seeing all of the CG. Otherwise, there's definitely something happening here where I need to get Monica on my side. Anyway, death. Friends? I don't remember. This might have been Natsuki. Probably Raindrops. Ah, okay. I mean, Raindrops seems Yuri-ish, but then also Sayori talks about the rain cloud thing at the one point. Horror might actually be Yuri as well. I think we want Agonize. God, Yuri! Yuri loves me too much. Suicide. What? Well, that I didn't expect. Yuri loves me too much. Let's go like smile. Yeah. And then anxiety, I think, was... God, shit! There was probably another much more obvious one to pick to get Sayori that time. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. Oh my gosh, water. My throat's getting raw. I feel like I don't have a clean bottle to drink water out of or something. And I start to get a sore throat every time I drink water. I've gotten a little bit more comfortable over here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Dash.
Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today.
I'm just still not used to being in the club, that's all.
I see. It's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's just always the simple things with you anyway.
Speaking of which,
I'm kind of hungry. Okay, here's when he says he doesn't want to go with her because she doesn't have any money and she just wants to borrow money from me. And main character is like super brutal about it. So we don't need to read this again. It's good. It's well written. It's all great. But we've already seen it. There's where she starts talking about retribution. Okay. Alright, and then she gets the cookie. And then Natsuki has a cookie. And Sayori goes and eats Natsuki's cookie. Maybe I should, turn on the ability to skip text that I haven't seen yet. I want to control the skipping, though. Okay, so Monica's late. Every once in a while, I gotta right-click to balance it out. Okay. Monica's back. Yay! Yeah, well, right, I have a dispenser on my fridge, but the thing is I fill up a water bottle with it, and it's always the same water bottle, so who knows, maybe the tip of it has bacteria on it or something. Monica quizzically glances at me. Okay. Oh, right, this is where she says she's been practicing piano. Because she wants to sing a song to me. Later, while the credits roll. Okay. There we go. I think now it's probably when we get our Sayori cutscene. Yeah, here we go.
Dash, Dash!
Sayori suddenly comes up to me.
I'm gonna go get some supplies from another classroom. Wanna come with me?
Supplies? What for?
Well, you know how the festival is coming up. Me and Monica are gonna go make some posters and stuff. So I need to go find some crayons and markers and glue sticks.
I see. Sure, I'll go with you.
Yay! Okay, Monica, we'll be back soon.
Are you going with Dash to get the supplies? Whoops.
There's no need to trouble yourself. I'd be happy to go with him. Ah, but I wanted to go. It's so much fun exploring empty classrooms and stuff. Okay. It was just a suggestion. See if you can find poster paper too, okay? Okay. Ready, Dash?
Yup, let's go.
Sayori and I exited the club room. I follow behind as Sayori hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes.
Hey, Sayori, what exactly are we doing for the festival anyway? I'm not sure how you would make an event out of literature.
Me and Monica have it all planned out. Don't you worry.
Is that so?
Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance.
A performance? Of what kind?
Well, everyone is gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems.
That sounds
kind of dull. Yeah, Crow, especially like for me, where the characters sound a certain way in my head, which is not how they sound coming out of my voice. It's just, you know.
Dash, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems, it's about performing them. Like, you say the lines of the poem, like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that.
Sayori, how do I put this? I'm sure it's just me, but it's impossible for me to take you seriously when you talk like that.
You meanie. I'm working super hard on this, you know.
I know. I just meant that it's a pretty unordinary contrast to your cute self.
Don't say that, it's embarrassing. But I guess that means I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm so excited. The festival is going to be so much fun.
Sayori spins herself around in the hallway again.
Hey Dash, this classroom over here is empty. Let's begin the mission.
The mission, huh?
It's been a long time since I've spent time with Sayori like this, but in the end, she hasn't changed one bit. She's nothing but a ball of sunshine, drawing happy vibes from the world around her. It's a pretty nostalgic feeling for me. As the years went by, I began to hole myself up in my room more and more, so going adventuring with Sayori brings out a special sort of feeling I forgot I had in me. The two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight for the closet, and I follow.
Let's see what we have in here. Crayons.
Sayori pulls a box full of crayons off the shelf.
They're the best brand, too. They're kind of dirty, though.
Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box, reading the color names.
Alright, that's one down. Don't get distracted, we still need to find...
Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color.
Fine. Then at least move aside so I can look for poster paper.
I dropped one by accident.
Oh,
Yeah!
Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. Right. She falls onto the floor, and the crayons spill all over her lap.
Ow, ow, ow.
You okay?
My forehead.
Sayori clutches her forehead.
Jeez, Sayori. That's just like you, isn't it? Come on, let me see.
Since Sayori is sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet.
You have to move your hands, Sayori.
But it hurts.
Just do it for a second.
Aww. Sayori slowly releases her hands from her forehead. I gently brush her bangs to the side.
Ow.
Sorry.
There's a huge third eye on her forehead! Oh no, it's just a red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well.
Man, that's gonna swell up. I should find you some ice.
Dash.
Where would I even be if I find ice around this time? Or where would I even find ice around this time? I guess there's a cold drink would do.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm fine with looking like a unicorn.
Even wincing from the pain, Sayori makes a silly joke.
What are you saying? I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
She wants to cosplay Takun. I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out to the hallway. I locate the nearest vending machine.
What should I get?
It doesn't really matter since it'll be used as an ice pick rather than to drink. Ice pack. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I purchased that one. In just a moment, I'm already running to the classroom where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box.
At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them.
Sayori, here.
I hand her the bottle of apple juice. Aww.
It's nice and cold.
Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it.
Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead.
Sorry, I forgot.
How hard did you hit your head?
Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head.
It stings.
Just bear with it, it'll feel better soon. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good.
Hey, Dash. This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it?
Huh? What do you mean?
You know how we used to play outside all the time? I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like, I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself or get a bump, and I'd start crying really hard. And you would rush over as quick as you could. You would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It was almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even then, it wasn't really your fault at all, you know?
Did I really do that?
Yeah, you don't remember?
Come to think of it, maybe I do remember a bit. I guess I was always so focused on my games that I didn't pay enough attention to you. So, in a way, it was my fault. Kinda like this time, too. If I wasn't rushing you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hit your head.
Dash, I don't think you realize it, but you're always thinking about other people. Even after all these years. You're rushing to help me even though I'm just being clumsy. You're really a sweetheart.
Don't call me that. I really don't do this thing all the time. I guess when it comes to you, it just feels natural. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. I guess what happens when you've been friends. I guess that's what happens when you've been friends for so long.
Really? Maybe you're right. Dash, I'm so glad that nothing's changed between us. Do you think it'll be like this forever?
Forever?
If I'm honest to myself, there's no telling where we'll end, where we'll each end up for college or after that. So it wouldn't be fair for me to make any promises, but
well, I hope so. It's been this long already, hasn't it? I can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up.
I'm so happy.
Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. She's so silly and clumsy on the outside that when I see her deep in thought like this, it makes me not want to disturb her.
I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know?
Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way.
Not if I hide it under my bangs.
Sayori hops to her feet.
Ah!
She clutches her forehead again.
Don't stand up so fast after hurting yourself.
Ugh.
Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go.
I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the clubroom.
Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start sharing our poems. Huh? Sayori, your forehead.
She's fine, don't worry about.
I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Well, anyway.
Were you able to find everything we needed?
Uh-huh. I have it right. Huh?
Sayori frantically glances around herself.
I forgot all the stuff.
Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper too.
Sounds like you ended up doing all the work, Dash.
Well, Sayori.
I failed to come up with an excuse for Sayori.
I made it an adventure.
Yeah, that.
Okay. In any case, good work.
I'll start working on the posters tonight.
Me too.
Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? Okay. Oh boy.
Dash, I really love your poems. I can't believe you've been hiding these from me.
I'm not hiding anything.
But your poems are so good. Yesterday's and this one's too. You can't tell me you haven't done this before.
I mean, you're really the only one who feels that way, so.
No way. Not even Natsuki?
Well, I guess Natsuki is least likely to admit how much she likes something, but I don't think it's that.
What do you mean? Well,
I guess I'll be honest about it. It's a lot easier to write poems when I'm thinking about you.
Huh? Whoa.
Stop thinking weird things. Idiot. Dummy. Baka. I just mean that you're a really expressive person, I guess. How am I supposed to write poems with my own stupid life? But you somehow make everything in your life an adventure. Even the little things. Like cooking.
Like cooking.
Let's not talk about that. So, yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that I can feel more feelings through you than I can through myself. We have that kind of weird connection. It's your fault for getting in my business all the time.
I don't know if I understand.
You never understand when I try to explain things to you, do you, Sayori?
I pat Sayori's head.
Hey, I'm not a kid, you know.
You sure about that?
Maybe.
Sayori starts fiddling with her pencil between her hands.
Hey, Dash, will you give me your poem? I kind of want to keep it.
Huh? Why?
Because, well, it's the first time you've written something for me.
Sayori, you completely misunderstood. I didn't write this for you. Are you even listening anymore? Well, whatever. I'll give it to you when we get home.
Really?
Snap. Snap!
I broke my pencil.
Sayori hastily bends down to pick up the piece she dropped. But being inattentive of her surroundings, she bumps right into me.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'll get it for you.
I bend down and pick up the broken pencil. Sayori clutches the desk beside her to support herself, knees shaking.
I'm a little clumsy today.
Let's sit down, Sayori.
Yeah.
I grab Sayori's arm and help her sit at the desk.
Anyway, I still haven't read your poem.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. But it's not as good as yours.
Jeez, don't worry. I'm sure I'll like it.
Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly. But there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them off from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 inside my head.
Holy crap. What the fuck? Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was going to write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monica taught me a whole lot. And I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm used to you being so cheerful. Well, never mind. Or maybe because I'm used to you being so cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah. Writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Alright. Oh, there we go. Well, it's not really any worse than your last one. But I can't really say it's any better either.
Whew,
Huh? For what?
Well, anything that isn't a train wreck I'll take as a win. And I get the feeling you're probably the most critical.
Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment. Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday.
That's... Something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point.
Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
Huh? You think so?
Yeah. Well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you've never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she'd probably just fly away, like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way.
Oh, hi Claire. Whatever it is, I don't get it.
Speaking of Claire, I was thinking of returning to Resident Evil 2 pretty soon.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem.
Here. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Oh, I got a weird double notification there. Interesting. One time, I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. And the world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone.
Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people recognize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk.
Do you know people like that?
Of course. It's about how everyone thinks That doesn't matter. It can be about anything. I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure, something that you're afraid of if people find out, and they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it.
Real talk, I like Natsuki's poems the most.
Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Dash. Your skills are already improving.
Oh my god, this fucking face. What is it about that face?
She looks like a cat or something. It's like a very cat-like smile.
It's so fucking cute. Okay, sorry.
Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot.
Huh? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry so much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work with your brain. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings. And write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have, well, an example of that, if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today?
Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my house. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom, the bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread, fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement, a rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Yuri, this poem kind of sounds like it's about cutting yourself. I'm just, kind of sounds like that. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical.
I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah. If I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. Those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so sometimes I enjoy writing about them.
Huh, that's funny. Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest?
Huh? She did?
Yeah. She was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody.
She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way?
Yeah. Sounds like you two have that in common.
That's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that.
Don't worry, I have no reason to.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener.
Yay, Monica.
Hi again, Dash. How's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
I'll take that, as long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Sure. Here you go.
Careful, Parker. No, I don't want spoilers. That's exactly what blind in the title means. Okay, let me tell you something real talk, though. If I say something, and then somebody goes,
"Oh, hey, do you want spoilers?"
Then it's like, oh, you've kind of told me something just with that. Luckily, though, you and I are on the same page right now. This is actually my second run through the game. I haven't unlocked the game's secrets yet, I don't think. I very much believe that there is more to this game than getting the credits to roll once, right? So I'm playing through it a second time. But that means that I know about Yuri, and I know about Sayori. Natsuki was kind of different. Nothing really happened with Natsuki, but I have a feeling that maybe that just is because I didn't go after her. And then I've dug through the game's files and found a bunch of interesting stuff that I haven't placed in the game yet. I haven't figured out how it works in the game yet, but, basically this game is pretty deep, and I have reason to play through it multiple times because I have a new perspective now. And that's where I'm at. Alright, it's pretty good. It makes me think of Sayori, like that other one you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo.
That's kind of exaggerating it.
Yeah, probably. But you do spend a lot of time with her, even in this club, don't you? Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy.
I'm not shy, it's just...
I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone, but Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. And you can talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not, like, unapproachable or anything, am I?
No, it's nothing like that. I'm just still getting used to being here is all.
Parker, you're giving me spoilers by saying that. Luckily, I know what you're talking about. I already found that. The entire beginning of this stream was me going through all of the stuff that I found, digging through the files myself. So yeah, I found the spectrogram, and the QR code, and the website. I just haven't placed it in the game yet, is what I'm saying. So I found that, but I haven't answered it yet. But you're really walking on a fine line here, though, where you're telling me that you're not giving out spoilers, and then you're spoiling things that are hidden. You know what I mean? Like, if it's hidden, then it's a spoiler to tell someone about it. So just, it's alright. Don't worry about it. Luckily, I already knew about that. I'm just saying, the way that I am, I like to be very, very careful about spoilers. Because digging through the game's files and finding all that stuff was like some of the most fun I've had playing video games in a very long time. It was super, super fun trying to crack the codes, right? So I'm not done yet, you know? Like, all that the website gave me is a new perspective playing this game, trying to figure out how it fits in, right? And I don't want any hints whatsoever on that, because I already found the website myself, and I found the notes from Monica and Yuri myself, and I found the weird thing with Natsuki myself, her file. So, trust me, that's all I'm saying. You can trust me to figure this shit out without having to push me in the right direction, because I don't like being pushed. And that's all. That's my whole spiel. Yeah, I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that.
No, don't worry. I get what you're saying.
Well, alright. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look.
Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Didn't this say something else last time? I remember one of her poems saying delete her, but I think that was later. Load me.
Also, I'm popping this on here right now.
I remember at one point it saying delete her, but that I'm almost sure that was later. That was when the concept of deleting a character had basically already been introduced to us. Load? Oh, what you talking about, Monica? Does Traceback have... Oh shit, Traceback still has this on it? What? We reinstalled the game. Unless this is still here because I didn't delete the save file, that maybe put this back here. Oh, it still has Libitina in here that I created. Where's my file? What you talking about, Monica? Load me. Okay, I mean... Oh, well, I guess... Save? Oh, it's like a save me. Okay, save me. Load me. Like save and load. Okay. Gotcha. Interesting.
It's even more abstract than your last one, huh?
I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess.
It's kind of like playing with my space on paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though.
Sometimes asking what a poem about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So, putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind. Oh, after, save me, load me, huh? Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Well, that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? Okay, so what was this one again? So this day... Okay, so they're going to talk about the festival again. And we have to decide... Is this where we decide who we're going to do stuff with? So we saw all of this the last playthrough. Just kind of skimming here. Okay, yay, they're talking about the festival and stuff. Hi, Clary Dare. This is post-credits. I have reinstalled the game once. Because the game told me to. However, you know, I've got my reasons to be suspicious of things. This song is so jammin'. Okay, right, she recites her own poem. That's a thing that happens. Oh, right! Yeah, okay, so everybody... After image of a crimson sky. See, this is nice to know what words... Or wait, of a crimson eye. Eye? A crimson eye, you say? Like perhaps a third eye? We found out that it can't... I don't think it can be... Sayori. Well... Oh, by the way... never mind. I was gonna say something about Killer 7. But it might be a spoiler. I'm not just gonna yell spoilers about video games that other people really should play. You guys should play Killer 7. It's awesome. It's also a game that at the end of it you're like, what? And then you immediately need to replay it so that
you need to replay it so that you can look for all the clues. Okay, so... okay. So she says her thing. Did Sayori actually say her poem? I feel like I skipped over it, but she was actually saying a poem. Oh my gosh, I'm using the spacebar now. Jamming for that. Okay, anytime that the music is fading out, it's like, okay, wait, is something weird gonna happen? Okay, so here's the thing. The game wanted me to reinstall, but that didn't delete the save file. And then deleting the save file was achieved by, the game doing it, which means I'm sure the game is keeping track. Like, it told me that it deleted my file and started from the beginning. But, you know, it probably kept track of a thing or two. She was thinking about something from earlier, how we get to... Sorry, fumbles from her words.
So let's just say that one day Yuri asks,
There is a auto button, you are right, but that doesn't go very fast. I mean, we could turn up the bar for the auto in the options, but I'd rather just press the space bar to be safer about it. Your name, by the way, Atako, it reminds me of the game Bust a Groove. There was a character named Gas-O. So just so that you know, I read your name as Attack-O because of Gas-O from Bust a Groove. Anyway.
Huh?
what would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here.
I would still walk home with Sayori.
Sayori, you really think I would ditch you for Yuri?
But she's so beautiful and smart.
Jeez. Look, Sayori, we already did a whole playthrough just really, really buttering up Yuri. Because of all the reasons, you know. This time, we're all about you, Sayori. This time, it's about you. We already did the Yuri playthrough. Besides, you seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't just ruin that for you. You're so silly, Dash.
What the hell is with the double alerts going on? That's a little silly.
I've made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Besides, what's the point in speculating something that's never going to happen?
Okay, I'm pretty sure this already happened last time as well. Okay, here's the thing though. I kind of want to play Resident Evil 2 now. Like, yay, you know, save it, awesome, happy times. But, we've been playing this game for 3.5 hours now. That being me explaining everything I did before playing it, then hitting the credits today, and then starting a new game and doing a few days of it. It's been a while. I'm thinking that I want to play some more Resident Evil 2, because I think I'm almost at the end of that game. Man, this is such fun little music, though. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a short break, get up and stretch, and then, and by short break, I mean, like, only a couple minutes. And then, I think I'd like to continue Resident Evil 2 tonight. So, if you guys haven't seen Resident Evil 2, by the way, it's awesome. And it's also a blind playthrough of that. Alright, so I think that's going to do it for Doki Doki today. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back in just a few minutes with some Resident Evil 2.